Hey guys, my name is Biodun Dafrede, and today I have with me a guest. Her name is Mimi. You'll be meeting her soon. So apologies for the tiny delay, technical issues on my part. So let's see what happens. But I know today will be fun. My guest today is, I'm not sure, but I think she's an introvert. We'll find out. So I decided that when I bring on new guests, I won't just like ask them full on, like, tell us about you, the usual way. But I think we will be able to find out more about her from just kind of her responses. I think that's like our best bet without kind of putting her on the spot and getting her to like say a bunch of stuff. So her name is Mimi. She's a mom, she's a wife, and I know we're going to have fun. So, hey, Mimi, you want to say something?
Yes. Hey, I just wanted to know, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, it's better than it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. All right.
Shout out
Good.
to technical
Shout out to Debbie.
husbands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
So,
I appreciate it.
yes, of course. Thank you for coming on. Okay, so Gbemi says hi. Hi, Gbemi. Thank you so much for joining us. I know Gbemi is one of those on time people. So
Hey.
that's
Yeah.
how she showed
Yeah.
up on time because some of my crowd, or a big part of my crowd, is Nigerian. And when Nigerian time is famous, it's around the world. So anyway, we'll write. If you're watching us, thank you for joining us. If you are watching the replay, please subscribe, like, share with your friends. Da 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 da. So without further ado, thank you, Baimi, for joining us. Without further ado, I'm going to jump into what should we start with? Mimi, should we start slow? You know what? I will start
Yeah.
with your
We
thoughts
can.
on,
I know the show started a little late due to technical
yeah.
difficulty, but if you want to go up longer, it's fine. It's up to you.
Okay. I
Yeah.
know you watched The Ultimatum recently. So if you had to describe the show in one word, because we've talked about The Ultimatum on the show before, but it was
Yeah.
season one. I haven't seen season two.
Okay. I watched the whole season in one day. So the new episodes came out today and the final episode came out today. I didn't watch it yet. I haven't because I don't watch it around my kids. I usually watch it when they go to bed.
Of
So
course. Mhm.
yeah, so I watched the whole season in one day. Like it was like
Wow.
8 or 9 episodes. Like I stayed up to like what time did I text you? That was it like 2 a.m.?
Don't let me out you. Yes, 2 a.m.
Yeah, a
2
friend of
a.m.
mine told me about it because I was off social media for like almost a month, so I didn't know about it. But a friend of mine texted me was like, "Yo, you need to watch The Ultimatum." So I watched it the whole one night. Yeah,
Yeah. So if you had to describe it in one word,
I feel like first season was better. This season is boring to me, to be honest. The season is boring. I feel like I don't know. There's no. It's not entertaining. First
Oh,
season was better.
okay. I guess
Yeah,
I
first season was
I
better.
guess, I guess what my thoughts on what you just said is for season one, it was kind of a draw, like, oh, another couple show where they go. And then this one's different because you come in as a couple.
Yeah, no, what makes it so like because this one like the I haven't seen the final episode, but it's so predictable from what we've been seeing from episode 1 to episode 8. It's so predictable. And I've seen people comment and stuff, because I follow the Ultimatum Instagram. I've seen people comment and stuff, and like my predictions are actually what
What
happened in the
happened?
final. Yeah, so it's like I feel like
And
it's
nobody
not.
wants that.
Yeah, so I feel like I don't know. It was. I feel like season 1 was better. Just like Love Is Blind. Everybody says that season 1 was better. Till this day, people say season 1 is better.
Oh,
But
Jamie's asking if it's on Netflix. Yes, it's on
yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, it's on
Um,
Netflix.
yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in, because the ultimatum was actually not on, stuff that we're going to talk about. It's
Okay.
just I had my thoughts on the show from season one. I I like the cinematography of it,
Mm-hmm.
the originality of the idea, but I don't like what it will do to society and people's minds.
Yeah.
Just this idea that you can come with someone that you say you care about, and then you can put them away, and then you can take somebody else, and then you
And
can
then
put them
yeah,
away.
and then have a feeling for someone you just been with for like what 2 weeks, 3 weeks, over someone you've been with a couple of years. It's
Like,
it's just
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Like,
It's
even
crazy.
children know
I
not
feel like
to.
the show actually tests your loyalty to your partner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. So yes, it's on Netflix, but they're not giving us money. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that comment off and put back the hay because Netflix, you guys are not paying us the big bucks. So yeah, today let's start off with something easy and light, like let's talk about Steve Harvey. So I don't know what Steve Harvey did. I don't know who he offended in Nigerian speak. I don't know who Steve Harvey offended, but over the week it was insane. First, it started off, I mean, last week. First, it started off with a rumor that his wife, Marjorie, has been cheating on him and that they're getting divorced. And can we talk about how quickly people rejoice at things that are not good news when they hear? But this are supposedly the people rooting for you.
I mean, you know what it is too? It's Steve Harvey. A lot of guys don't like him.
I know.
A lot of guys don't like Steve Harvey because he's pro women. And he always tells the women like you're the prize, this is how you should be treated. So a lot of guys don't like him.
But we
So I'm
are the prize,
sure
though.
so
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of the people that were rejoicing are probably men. I didn't hear about it because, like I said, I've stayed off like
Mm-hmm.
the news for a while. I didn't hear about it. But I don't know. Like, this is his third marriage. So for anyone to like wish divorce on him at this point, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know.
I
And
personally, mhm.
I can't put nothing above his wife because she's still young and sexy. So I don't so
Is
I
it
don't
a thing?
know.
But is it bad to
So
be look, but we're not being nice, because with one side of our mouth we say, oh, woman, even though you're married, you need to look nice, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then on the other side, where you're hot and you're sexy, it's like, oh yes, she could be cheating. So
it's, what I'm saying is like, I mean, Steve Harvey he still looks good for his age. I think he's in his 60s. He still looks good for his age. But when you compare it to the wife, she upkeep herself. When I say upkeep, she is like, she looks like her daughter's older sister. The woman is sexy. She looks good. So and also I don't think they're Christians. What I mean is Steve Harvey does testify Jesus and stuff like that, but I don't think they are like followers of the gospel. When I mean followers of the gospel, God-fearing people in their marriage. They probably do, but we don't see that. So from my prediction, from what I'm like, I think it's possible. But then it's like, if it is possible, if it did happen, it's like I feel bad for him because I watch the Steve Harvey show all the time. Like, I don't watch it live, but I watch it on YouTube
Like
and stuff like that.
reruns.
Yeah, reruns. So he always share his testimony. He has not always been a great husband, but with this marriage, he always shared how he's doing things right because this is his last marriage, and he speaks highly of his wife all the time. So
Yeah.
so if this happens to him, I really feel
You'll be
bad.
like, it will be like,
Yeah,
you see, this woman ain't blah, blah, blah.
yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for him. But like, to be honest, after what happened to Will and Jada, I don't put nothing past any Hollywood marriages, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. I really don't.
Mm.
Yeah, I really don't.
I hear you, Mimi. So last week when it started, it was like, you see, it wasn't what people were saying that even, like, I wasn't even, it was like, okay, whatever. I always tell my friends, we can't, if the world is going to world, they're going to do what the world will do, right? But it was the quickness at which people rejoiced. I was like, but you guys follow these people and you're always like liking and sharing, and now they might be going through something tough and you will
Yeah.
just quickly jump on it. I'm like, no,
And
it's
you know
fine.
what I'm thinking too? A lot of the people that probably will rejoice in are probably single people. Because if you're, no offense, but if you're really married and you're really in a marriage where you're being loved and treated the right way, but you do go through challenging moments, you know what it takes to like, you know what it takes to maintain a godly marriage, you know what it takes to have a happy home,
Yeah.
you know the struggle, you've been through the struggle, you know what I mean? So when you've been through that, you will rejoice when someone else is going through
Yeah,
that.
you'll be
Yeah.
sad when you
Yeah,
hear it.
because I remember when I was single, I used to judge people marriages all the time until I got married, until
You
we
like, let
start
me
going through
confess.
stuff, like little arguments and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Because I remember in our early years, like people that been married 20 plus years, they tells us they still till this day they're still learning each other, they still fight and stuff like that. I'm like, 20 years and y'all still go through stuff? And you're like, yeah. So it's like when you really experience those, those like ups and downs and stuff, the happy moment, the not so great moments, when kids come, things change in the marriage. When you experience those moments, you don't really, unless you're a cold-hearted person, you're not going to rejoice when someone else's relationship is going down the
Yeah.
drain. So
Yeah.
so that's how I feel. I feel like
Yeah.
it's either people that are single or people that are in miserable relationships who will
Mm-hmm.
rejoice someone else's marriage being, falling down. So that's
Okay.
how I feel.
Yeah, okay. So last week, right, when I was saying I don't know what he did or how he offended his
What
ancestors,
did he
it was
say? Did he do anything?
hold on, it's because only a few days after he's on Twitter, his Twitter posted a comment. You hear what I'm saying, right? His Twitter posted a comment saying maybe who are the comedians who aren't funny or something like
Oh,
that,
I
some weird
saw
tweet.
that. I
and
saw
and
that. Someone
people,
reposted that.
some people were like mortified, some people were responding, so it was just like, but he so I'm going to play this clip because it's just hilarious.
Well,
I
he's a
came down
comedian.
here to get away, get in some nature, do some fishing. Somebody works for me on my Twitter, put a statement out that was totally negative. I got to take responsibility for it because they work for me. But the engagement was talking about name a comedian you don't think is funny. Why would I do something like that? That don't even make no damn sense. My whole brand is to be motivational. And I'm going to turn around and say something like that. You don't know where these young people at in their career, man. They could be coming up in anything. I'm all about positivity. I would have never done nothing like that. I'm so pissed off right now, man. Talking about I was trying to get some engagement. Okay. Be trying to get some employment too. My bad, y'all. Now I got to come on here and do something, doing a damn selfie. So here it is. I'm sorry, man. My bad, y'all. Won't happen again, though.
reason why I said I believe him, I can say this. I've been watching him for years. I know for fact Steve is a man of integrity. If he did that, he would apologize. He's done things in the past that were like totally out, like not it, and he apologized for it in the past. So I definitely believe it. And a lot of these celebrities, they have people that run their pages, their
Of
Instagram pages.
course.
So it's like
Who has time to be like,
I believe it. But even though he's saying it's not his, I mean, it says it's not him. Let's assume it was actually him. He's a comedian. So that post is meant to laugh, for people to laugh. You know what
mhm,
I mean? And to be honest, most of his friends in the industry are all comedians. He could
yeah,
probably want to laugh with them. You know what I
yeah.
mean? What's his name? Kevin Hart takes shots at his comedian friends all the
Oh
time.
no, that one is
All the
something
time.
else.
All
That
the
one's something
time.
else.
So it's like, I don't know. This cancel culture, we
It's
just need to
something, yeah,
relax.
no, but
We need to relax sometimes.
it's funny that you mentioned that, right? Because what he's saying is he's a comedian, but he has pivoted to
Mhm.
motivation, right? So because he's more like feel good,
Yeah.
which is partly why the guys don't like him, because who's on social media more? It's women,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, no, I wouldn't post something that would make you respond people's names and discourage them. That's kind of what he's saying. But can we get into the fact that he called this whole video a selfie? That's number one. To show you that
That's
he's definitely not the
he's
one that
not a
posted.
yeah, exactly.
He's definitely
Exactly.
not the one. So funny.
I I believe him. I believe him.
She's like, I believe him.
I believe
And
him.
I can't get over how it is that when you get older, you just cough randomly. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I noticed that when I talk to like my parents or like my older aunties, the ones in like going on like 70 or 60 something, they just like cough like, and I'm like,
Well,
are you
Steve
okay?
Harvey smokes. He smokes cigars. So them
That's
cigars
true.
probably
That's
making
true.
him worse.
No,
So
this one's don't even, but I'm like, are you okay? They're like, no, 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 I'm fine. I'm like, okay, okay. So that was what made me say, I don't know what Steve did to the universe, and to his people, or I actually have a bit of a weird response, right? Because
okay.
I feel like, and I'm not, please, I love Steve too. I don't have anything against him, but I feel like this would be the perfect way to get rumors away
What's going on? Where's what I'm
from.
hearing?
This would be genius.
It could be. It could be.
And
It
I'm
could
not
be.
saying it's true. I'm just saying, even to get rumors to stop just for their brand, even if it was just for that, because they have a
Yeah.
couple brand as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It
Okay,
could
so
be.
that was that. Any final thoughts before we move on to what's next?
I don't know. I'm forever good. I'm forever team Steve.
Okay, it's forever Team Steve, no problem. So we know who you're for now. That's good. So
Yeah.
we have this little segment. This will be the third Tuesday that we kind of actually
Okay.
show it, and it's called Blame the Internet. And so I will show you a quote or something, and we like talk about it quickly, like thoughts
Okay.
and everything. So it says Instagram is for joking. I shouldn't know your baby daddy can't afford school supplies. Um,
Listen,
thoughts.
Instagram, if you notice, I deleted my old page. I started a new page. I don't be on Instagram as much any social media, period. I don't be on social media as much anymore because I feel like personally, I feel like social media is fake. I want to live in the present,
in the, in
which
the
is
in
why
the real world.
yes, in the real life, which is why I'm less and less on social media these days. And I hope and pray to keep it that way because what matters is real world. People, I'm not even going to judge because I've done this in my immature way days. You know what I mean? When I go through something and I'll take it to social media. For us to find out your baby daddy can't afford anything for your children, it's just not the way to go. You know what I mean? But it happens all the time. It happened all the time. People, friendships, people go through friendship breakups and they bring it to social media. I have a
Yep.
family member who went through friendship breakup with one of her best friends. This best friend I was following on my previous page. Every time her and this family member of mine get into a friendship argument, this friend would take it to social media and just throw some subs. And sometimes, when you know who you're, I'm not gonna say who the person is because it's obvious if I say it, but when you know who this family member is to you, you know their integrity, you know their personality. It's far from what this person portrayed them to be, and you see that. It's like sometimes I'd be wanting to say something, but then it's not my business because that's her best friend. But
Yep.
from just looking from the outside, I see it all the time. Like social media is not real. It's just not real. I mean, there's the good part of it where, like there are people that are on social media for the right motives, and there are people that are just on social media for just not the right motives at all.
Yeah.
Or don't know how to regulate their emotions.
Yeah, that's true.
When your emotions are up and down, one thing I learned to do when my emotions are up and down, I stay off social media. Because
Yes.
I used to throw subs all the time. I used to do it all the
Really?
time. Yes. I used to do it all the time. I remember there was a time when I was going through severe church hurts, and I used to throw subs on churches, period. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? And then when, when God really started working in me, like I just like took a break from social media, period. And I just asked
Wow.
God to work on my heart. You know what I mean? And I'm saying even from the church that I grew up in, I went through some stuff. So it's like, I used to like had this thing just against preachers and for a long time. And it took me a while. It took me a while. So I used to be one of those people that would throw shades all the time. When I see something, especially there was a time I used to see like Mike Todd would do things that is not biblical at all. And I just express my opinion. But then I'm like, you know what? As God began to work in me, and I'm like, what's the most important thing as a Christian is to live your own personal life as a Christian.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I realize now that, the most effective way to minister to others is through your own life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Example, like let's say I have a friend who I go to church with who struggles with modesty, right? I don't have to preach to her about modesty. I don't have to tell her, oh, you can't wear crop top to church. You can't wear tight clothes to church. I can just come looking as decent as I can. She will learn from it as time goes by. You know what I mean? I have a
Mm.
cousin. I have a cousin who at one point she had nose piercing, right? When she was going to church, when she first started going to church. This was when she first got saved. And she joined the choir and she saw how other people dressed. She used to wear like not so good put together clothes. But as time went by, she started seeing all the other young people, how they dress, how they carry themselves in church. That as time went by, she started changing the way she dressed. She started changing the way she act. Nobody came to her and said, oh, you shouldn't dress like that as a Christian. You know what I mean? So I think that's how I do it now personally. I feel like, other people, other young people can learn from my life, just the way I carry my life. I'm not a perfect Christian, but every day I try to make better decisions. You know what I mean? Because I have people that are watching me. And I strongly believe years from now, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, I could probably be mentors to younger kids. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Why
that's
did you
my
say yes from now?
huh. I mean, like
What's wrong with
I
you?
feel like there are some areas in my life that still need to mature, like some spiritual maturity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I hear you. Okay. But I love what you shared about you used to throw subs. I never noticed you throwing
yeah.
subs.
I
Not
used to. I used to.
once.
I
Not
used to.
once. But this is but yeah, I to your credit to what you're saying. I definitely like if I post something that have has people kind of saying stuff that is not healthy or bullying other people, I will delete it, or I will delete that person's comment. Like, I'm quick to do that just to keep it like a healthy space. But
Yeah,
yeah, social media, like you said, a lot of it is fake because people are putting their best. I wouldn't even say fake. I would say people are curating what they put out because they can.
yeah,
Um, a lot of people in real life don't have a personality, or they don't have a personality that they figured out yet.
Yep.
So, yes, hey, hi, yes, she said we are the Bible people. A lot of people haven't even realized who they are yet. They're still trying to find it, and social media is confusing them. That's the
Yes,
sad part
yes,
about the
yes. It
children.
is. It really is. That's why I was like, I need to live, because it got to a point where it was so bad. Like I would wake up scrolling, uh, do some work, scrolling. I would be like on social media for like hours, 4 or 5 hours a day. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
And you're
And
not even,
then at the end of the day, you start having anxiety, depression, all of these things, you know what I mean? Because of what you're consuming, the content you're consuming
yeah,
that's not edifying to your spirit.
yeah, true,
And then,
true.
I just started realizing that I'm like, what the first step I took, this was like over a year ago. I unfollow every gossip page. I literally unfollow every
Yeah, I
single
did that a
gossip.
few years ago.
I unfollow every
I did
single
that,
gossip
yeah.
page, including Shade Room, Hollywood on Lock, every single gossip page you could think of. I unfollow.
What's the name
So
of
like
that
I
one?
don't
I
even
can't
know
remember.
what happened in the news anymore. I really don't, and I
Um,
don't go look for stuff.
and
And
can I be honest, Mimi? I
yeah,
noticed this in 2014, 2014, I think. Every gossip celebrity, before Instagram, every celebrity that that took gossip as merchandise and started to
yeah,
sell it. Guys, hi. Sorry that I forgot to even say hi to everyone in the comments. Say hi back in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Right now, Mimi and I are talking about just Steve Harvey and all of that good stuff. But we'll move on to our next topic soon. But please say hi in the comments. Let us know what you think. What I noticed is that every celebrity who merchandises gossip, they never end well. I
no,
noticed that they always end up humiliated somehow.
yeah,
From
because
the
there's
Linda
so much
AKGs to
story.
the Wendy's to the it always happens. It's almost like there's a template.
Mm-hmm.
And the same people who were clapping and saying, yes, spill that tea, are the same people
Yep.
who make fun of them at the end of the day. Yeah. So okay, I was going. I was going to. I take Ubers a lot, right? And so when I stumbled on this, it just made me laugh. So you know how in Africa, I would say in Africa, right? In Africa, there are many cultures that you call the person by the day of the week they were born on.
I think that's a
Like you can have
Nigerian
somebody called
thing.
Sunday. Do they do that
I
where you're
think
from?
that's
Where are you from?
no,
What country are
no.
you
I'm from
originally?
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. They don't do that. Sierra Leone, no.
No.
Okay, so where I come from, there are Sundays, there are Mondays, there. I've never heard of Tuesday, but
Mm.
Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday.
So what happens if a child is born on Tuesday? They don't name him Tuesday.
Yeah, if the child was born Tuesday, then he'll be called Tuesday if the parents
Oh,
decided.
okay.
So it's kind of funny because back in Nigeria, like that's not a big deal because there's so many Mondays and Fridays. But here, it could confuse people. I could see
Mhm.
how it could confuse people. So I stumbled on this video and I was like, oh, I definitely have to show Mimi. Let me see. I actually thought you would say they do it where you come from, but you see, when you tell people that Africa is not a country and it's really
So lady
big,
refused to get in my Uber because she didn't believe what my name was. She said all the drivers have their name on the Uber app and you don't have your name on the Uber app. I was like, ma'am, my name is right there on the Uber app. She said, no, today is Saturday. That said the day of the week. I was like, well, ma'am, my name is Saturday. She said, no, your name is not Saturday. All the drivers have their name on the app. So you should have your name on your app. I was like, ma'am, my name is Saturday. So it's right there. So she had to ID me to see if my name was Saturday. It's kind of funny, but true story.
Interesting. I mean, you can't really blame the lady.
you you
You
can't in
can't.
2023. What?
Yeah, you can't. Because myself, when I get into Uber, first thing I do, I check the license plate. And then when I get in the Uber, I share the ride with my husband
Yep.
every single time.
Oh, you don't do the pretend. Hello, yes, I'm in the Uber. Yes, this is his picture.
I do
You
that
don't do that.
sometimes, but then I just share it right away, and then he will like
Yeah,
take screenshots, and I'll take screenshot as well because
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Like some people were like, "Oh, you should have canceled the ride. You should have done this." I was like, "No, like she's look. It's sometimes I try to
Listen,
tell my husband like what it is being a woman walking outside in the dark and
yeah,
just
it's hard. It's hard. Let me tell you something crazy. I've never heard something like this happen before. The coincidence. I traveled on Friday, came back on Sunday. I left, I woke up on like 3 a.m. because my flight was like 6 a.m. I wanted to be at church first service. So when I got to Newark airport, I requested Uber because Nami was at church with the kids already. So the Uber driver started the ride and I'm not in the ride in the Uber. So I called him.
oh, it's happened to me before.
I was like, hey, why did you start the ride and I'm not in the car? I said, I'm gonna have to call Uber and report them. And he called me back and he was like, where are you? And then I told him exactly where I'm at. And then he
He
was
picked
like,
someone
oh,
else.
he picked someone named Mimi. That's crazy. I'm like,
Yep.
but then the lady had to come down and I got on and I shared the ride with Dami. But I'm like, what's the coincidence of that happening? Yeah, he picked a girl named Mimi who was at
Yes,
the
that
actual,
is a very funny
yeah,
coincidence. Yeah, true. It's happened to me before that someone else
yeah,
took my ride and I took someone else's ride.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it happened at the mall. Two places that it can happen easily: the mall and the airport.
Yeah, it happened at the airport. Because I don't have my real name in a lot of things. I don't have my real name. That's another thing. Because because of identity theft and stuff like that, I never use my real name. Even Amazon, when my Amazon packages that comes, is Mimi that's on my Amazon.
Yeah,
So it's like I have Mimi for everything. So the only thing that I have my real name or like important stuff, like bank statements, bank cards, and stuff like that.
yeah.
So, but like I'm like, how can that happen? And
What are
yeah, but
the odds?
the lady had to get off, and I got on.
Hey, easy breezy.
Hey.
What are the odds that that would happen? But yeah, Uber is a funny place and a funny thing. So I wanted to ask you a few questions, right? I was
Okay.
saying
Yeah, sure.
we would get to know more about you from asking you a few questions. And
Sure.
I don't even think I got, I don't think I got to um I don't think I even got to really put it up on this app to ask you, but I'll just ask you from my head. So we're
Hmm.
going to play a little game of overrated versus underrated.
Okay.
Um, what are your thoughts on being an influencer? Is it overrated? Is it underrated?
Hmm. In this day and age, I think it's overrated because it's like almost it's viewed as the easy way out,
Mm,
especially for young people. You know what I mean?
okay.
Don't get me wrong. Influencing can can turn to something big, and you can make
Yeah.
good money out of it. But I don't know. Like I know so many young people now. All they want to do is YouTube. You know what I mean? It's not like there's. I mean, nothing wrong with wanting to be a YouTuber,
I
but
hear you, sis. I hear you.
I feel like you should want to do something more than that. What if we wake up tomorrow, YouTube is not no longer monetized? You know what I mean?
They'll tell you there's Rumble.
Yeah.
They will
So
tell
I
you
think,
there's
and then
Rumble.
not only that, depending on the influencers you follow too, you can be influenced um in a negative way, which is not good, especially for young people nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of their influencers are,
Everyone. Not just
yeah.
everyone.
I mean, for us older ones, I
You
don't know,
can work.
like me, right? Personally, I'm not easily influenced at this age. I'm not. You know what I mean? I follow influencers well, I used to, not this page. I used to follow influencers that portray lavish lifestyles. I even have friends that have lavish lifestyles. I've been driving the same car for like 8 years, almost 10 years now. So it's like like those stuff don't really influence me. So that's why I would say like I wouldn't
So
say our
maybe, yeah,
age. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would say mostly young people because I know when I was young, I was easily influenced about with a lot of things that I saw. When I was young, I made a whole lot of bad decisions. People don't even know this. Only people that know this is probably like people that I talk to on the regular, like Isada, um, Diola, like those are people I talk to on a regular. People know this. I have a tattoo right on the side of my stomach, and I got that tattoo because Rihanna got a tattoo there, and that was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're young, you're easily influenced by what you see, but
yeah,
when you're a little older, like I won't see a
true.
tattoo now and say I want to go get that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you're
yeah, I think
right.
it's
You're right. So, overrated or underrated Netflix?
I love Netflix.
I knew it.
I love Netflix.
Guys, if
Um,
you're watching Netflix, is it overrated or is it underrated? Let us know in the comments. So Mimi, you said overrated, right? No,
because I love Netflix.
underrated because you
Yeah, I would
love
say
it.
underrated because I love Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
watch
What
a lot
about
of
oh no,
African
sorry.
movies.
Sorry to cut you off. Please keep going. Keep going.
No, I just want to say I watch a lot of African movies. I watch a
Really?
documentary. Yeah, there's a show on Netflix called How to Be Rich. It's really good. It's this financial
Yes, that's my
advisor.
fave.
Oh my God,
Ramit.
that show! I feel like
His name is Ramit. Yeah.
everybody needs to watch that show. That show will help
Yeah.
you evaluate your financial
It's a very good show.
life.
It's definitely
Yeah,
a very good show.
how you spend and stuff. Yeah, Dami and I
Yeah.
love that show. We watch it together.
Yeah, that was the last so my husband and I we always do this thing where or I always do this thing where I'm expecting you to wait for me before you watch any show. You know, you know that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this was like the first show that he would actually be like, "Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Let's go." The
yeah,
others,
we love that
the
show.
others, he might like watch it and
It
be like,
opens your eyes to a lot,
the
especially
others, he
how you
might like
spend
watch it
money.
and be like, "No, I didn't watch it." But this one, we actually watch it again. It's good, like you said. I think every
I think
couple,
couple need to watch it. Yeah, every
yes, you're
couple
right.
should watch it together.
You're
Yeah,
right. Every couple needs to watch it. And when you see other couples and you see how they relate with money and the mistakes they're making, it will make you guys talk
yeah, it opens a lot
about
of
money.
conversations. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good show, and it also for us, it it kind of ensure that we're on the right path because Dami and I we do everything together when it comes to money. And we watched one episode yesterday. This couple don't even they're a married couple. They don't even have a joint account. I was like, how do they pay bills? Like, you know what I mean? Because like
But they
joint,
can pay bills without having a joint account.
yeah, but I
That's
don't
so
know.
weird.
Like,
Of course they can.
I don't know. When kids start coming in, it's like my money is not your money. How does that? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Accountability for
Yeah,
accountability.
it's good to have your own separate bank account, but it's also good to have a joint account.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Especially for people that maybe one of them spends a lot, like they're
Yeah.
impulse buyers. When you know that someone is going to see the money go out, it's like harder to
Yeah.
just spend, right?
Yeah, like the episode we watched yesterday, the guy spent like 600 a month on games, video games.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Okay, so overrated or underrated? Lots of friends. Having lots of friends.
I think it's overrated. It's
Overrated.
overrated. Yeah. It's overrated.
Why?
Well, this is my personal experience. I don't do well with having lots of friends. I'm cool with a lot of people. I'm very cool with a lot of people. A lot of people know me. But the word friend is very few. It's very few. Um, the reason for that is because I don't take the word friend lightly. I'm the only child, so my friends are like sisters to me.
Oh,
So yeah, so it's like I don't take the word friend lightly. I'm cool with a lot of people, like I said. When I go, example like church, I'm cool with almost everybody. But when it comes to like friends, it's like only few people I consider friends. So yeah, that really, yeah, I don't play when I call people friends.
Okay, so my final overrated versus underrated is turning 30. You know how when
Girl, I'm
turning 30 is
33.
like such a big deal, and like everyone's like
I'm
30.
33. I think it's overrated because it's not
Really?
like, yeah, I think it's
Why?
overrated because it's not a big deal. Like, I'm 33 now. So I feel more wiser. I feel even younger. I feel I feel I don't know, I feel like my best self right now than when I was younger. Yeah. And that's every aspect of my life. That's every
Mhm.
aspect. That's my motherhood, wifehood, um, financial aspect. I'm talking about like my own individual bank account. I'm not talking about like together. Um, like job, like what do you call like job, friendships, spiritual life. I feel every aspect of my life. I
That's
feel,
amazing.
yeah, like this, like I'm 33 and I feel better than last year. Every aspect of my
Okay.
life. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I
And
love
I
that you
feel like
share that
and I
out. But
honestly
yeah,
feel like I honestly feel like age comes with blessing. Each age that you hit is a blessing because not many people grow up to
get to
see,
live to
you know
that.
what I
Yeah.
mean? When I see 80, 90-year-old women, like literally I look at them like, "Oh my God, they're so blessed." You know what I mean? Because to see that age, not many people see those old age. So it's like for me, I look at it as a blessing, like literally.
That's
I
a
look at
good
it as,
thing.
yeah, I look at it as a blessing. I try to eat clean so I could stay live longer, take care of my skin so I could look as young as I could
Yeah.
and just right,
And it's
yeah.
giving. Your skin is giving though. Don't
Yeah.
even
I sometimes when I tell people I'm 33, they don't believe it, but
no, your
I'm like,
skin is giving. You're doing a good job.
thank you. Thank you.
You're doing a good job. Okay, so but do I let me see. So influencers, are they overrated right now? I agree with what you said because yes, but it happens that way when a space gets saturated. That's what happens. People start
Yeah.
acting crazy.
You know
Now we have
what's also sorry to cut you off. What's also saturated right now is preaching. Everybody want to preach on in the internet.
everyone is what?
Everybody. Everybody wants to preach on the internet.
No, but
Everybody.
you know what? It makes me happy. I love it.
Really?
Yes, I
I don't
love it
know. Like
because
it's not
but Mimi, you have to agree that this is not by mistake. Like not all of them are doing it with pure minds. Like there's a motive, like maybe to be heard, but God will get his word out one way or the other. And I just love it. I love to see it.
I like it. I like it, but then it's like
Oh, you're my best
I don't
Rita.
know. Because I was watching a
Let me
video
just
not long ago from a couple that just got married at like 2 or 3 years, and they were like,
can you see
and
what
they have a
Easy
whole
Breezy is
couple channel.
posting? Mimi, can you I think she's I think she's referring to when you said when you were younger, you made some decisions.
Yeah,
You
she saw.
said,
Yeah, I
no,
show her my
you
belly
said
ring.
when you
I had a
started
belly
making
ring. Yeah, I show
decisions.
her side of the picture. I had a belly. Listen, when I was younger, I was wild, and
I
that is,
can't.
and because, and the reason for that is that's also another thing too when it comes to parenthood. Like, don't shelter your kids. Talk to your kids. Because I was sheltered. I wasn't allowed to do anything except church or school. As a result, I was rebellious. I was rebellious. I had my first tattoo when I was a teenager. I had my belly button pierced. My I had my like right here my chest pierced. I had I had like anything you could think of, like literally. And
That's
now,
hilarious.
yeah. So that's why I try to talk to teenagers like, bro, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, but seriously, you know what? Can I just can I just say it one more time?
Yeah.
I love that so many people are preaching. This is the thing, right? The Bible in itself is such an amazing book. that if you're not careful, every time like your eyes open, you like run and post, you run and post, you run and post. But that's not what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be that you get like some understanding and you make notes. You get understanding and you like say, I want more. You get understanding and you
Yeah.
say, Holy Spirit, help me more, right? But because people are so used to making social their diary, then that's why they are putting in, they're speaking and talking and talking. But
I agree
some,
with that. What's
mhm.
confusing is when your page or some post on your some of your posts don't align with what you're preaching about. Then
Ah,
it becomes, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
okay, I
That's
hear
where I'm
it.
go. That's what I'm saying. Those are the ones I have issue with.
But maybe this didn't just start because I
I
saw
know.
this video and it's a bit old, and the boy said any girl that puts God's daughter on her bio is easy. And I almost cried. He said he noticed that any girl that puts like Psalm 51 verse 2
Yeah,
on her,
in her bio. Yeah,
I could I couldn't cry because I was like, that is horrible that
yeah,
people would think that. So at the end, like you're saying, at the end, your fruits will tell.
yeah,
Fruits will tell. Fruits always will, show. But what I'm just seeing is that God will get his word out regardless.
yeah.
You know,
I just think your lifestyle will preach the
yeah.
word for you. That's
But it
just
should
personally what
match. It
I
should
think.
match. You shouldn't like post a thirst trap and put John 3:16.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
what I'm. And what I was saying
It's
is,
crazy.
what I was saying is, I think this was not long ago. I saw like a couple that got married, maybe like I don't know, a year or two, maybe. They literally created a whole like couple channel, giving people advice on marriage.
Ah,
And I'm thinking, like, bro, y'all only 2 years in. Y'all haven't even seen anything yet in my head. And I'm like, you know what? Like, people just be out here in the internet just talking.
yeah. No, but no, I feel you. Like I used to feel like that before. I used to be like, um, you just got married, calm down. Or you just
Yeah.
had a baby, calm down. But then I was like, you know what, do whatever you want. Do whatever. And what is crazy is that you will see people in the comments rah-rahing this person. And I know these people will never do the same thing. I know they will never, not because that's not their thing, but because they understand the danger of it.
Hmm.
But they are like clapping for the people doing it. I'm like, okay.
Listen, I'm one of those people. I learned. Listen, when you put your, if you notice, I don't post my kids on social media anymore. I do not. And my husband, very rare. I post them sometimes in my story. That's about it. Very rare.
They
I
try to
try to,
hide him.
I'm shielding, I'm protecting my marriage.
Oh my
Listen, I'm protecting my marriage, and
God.
thank God it's been great. But we've had our moments, and social media, I've seen it from other people too. I've seen it from other people's
Wow.
marriages. Yeah, I've seen it. So I won't say social media had an influence on my marriage, but I'm saying I've had those moments where when I first got married, all I talked about was marriage. And I had no knowledge. What did I know? I was only like a year or two in, and all I talked about was marriage.
No, but but you know what, Mimi?
That's why I don't know if you remember when you told me
Yes,
you
I
wanted me on the
remember.
show, and I told you I was like, if it's about marriage, I don't
Yeah.
think I'm
And
knowledgeable enough.
what did I say?
You was like, oh, you can do it. You have some experience now, and
And
I
I
was like,
wasn't, because look, I'm not, look, when I was married for 1 year, if you put me if you took me to NBC News and you put me up there and said talk about marriage, I would talk about marriage from my perspective and what I've seen and my experience. It's just I wouldn't say what I have not experienced. But nobody could tell me not to talk about marriage because I'm living in it. I think
yeah,
the secret is just to be honest. But the thing about marriage is because it involves two people, your
mhm,
honesty needs permission. I don't
yeah,
care what anybody says. You can't just be honest, just random
yeah,
honesty. The other person needs to get to that place where they're like, okay, let's share. You can't just share.
yeah.
you know?
I also look at marriage now, like at this age, as a sacred thing, you know.
Yes.
Marriage is very sacred. That's the lens I'm coming from now. I look at my marriage as a sacred place. So it's like a lot. I'm very careful of what I share when it comes to my marriage. I'm very careful of even family. Family is sacred. So it's like I'm very careful of, what I post with my kids. I don't even post my kids anymore. I'm not to say I would never. I probably would on maybe occasionally like holidays and stuff like that. But I'm very careful, even like in real life. I'm very protective over my marriage. I'm very protective over my kids. People will tell you this. Like I'm very protective over those
And
two.
as you should, Mimi,
Yeah.
because whatever is important to you, you should protect, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very, and I also because I'm the only child and I have two, so now I try to protect them as much as I can.
I agree with you. Like protect what
Yeah,
is important to you, but please don't say, "Oh, I don't. I'm just 5 years in, or I'm just 6 years in." No, like your 5 years.
yeah.
Someone is praying
Dami
for your
tells me
five
that all the time.
years.
He was like, "You have
Yeah,
experience." Dami tell me that all the time. He said,
yeah. Like
"I have experience that I can share." But then I'm like, let me be very transparent because I don't know who this might bless. Um, when we were 4 years in our marriage, Gio prophesied to my husband that our fifth year was going to be very challenging, right? And from that point on, when I saw it, because I wasn't at church, but I saw the service. When I saw it, me being like immature Christian, right? I was like, in my head, I'm like, we're 4 years in. What else could happen? You know what I mean? But then it's like 50-year hit. We have, Demi and I are from two different countries. We have very different parenting styles. So it's like year five, most of our arguments was about parenting styles. And we had a whole lot of those. We didn't even like argue over like marital stuff. It was our parenting styles. And it got really challenging over that, like year five. So like that's why I don't play with Geo's prophecies either. I don't play with them. When Geo say something, I listen. I don't play with his prophecies. But year five taught us our marriage that marriage is really challenging. You could think you got the most beautiful marriage ever, and then you just have those little hiccups. You know what I mean? So like we share this with our close friends and stuff like that. But it got really tough. Year five. We're six now. This year we're gonna be six. So this year is the best year of my marriage. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on this video, but I'm more spiritually mature. We're both spiritually mature. It's been great, and we thank Jesus. Yeah,
yes.
but that's
So
that's 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 one of the reasons why I feel like sometimes I feel like I still have a lot to learn because obviously when Geo gave us that prophecy, I was blind to it. I thought I knew enough about marriage, so that experience is what like hold me back sometimes. Yeah,
yeah, I'm happy that you. I'm happy that you share that and that you are
yeah,
recording victory because this is marriage is supposed to be for the rest of our lives. So
yeah,
it's not
yeah. We share
supposed to
it all the
be
time.
torture. It's supposed to be something good, right? So our last video, our last reaction video. So I don't know if you know Ike Slipstar. He's this funny, funny guy on social, and he shared something that really resonated with me because I always tell people that some things we've naturally just thought of them as easy jobs, but they are not easy. No job is easy.
No.
I don't care. I don't
I
care
used, I
what.
used to think stay-at-home mom was the easiest job, but child. I used to think that because I watch a whole lot of stay-at-home moms on YouTube. I used to be like, I want that life. I became kind of a stay-at-home mom because I work from home, and it ain't easy. So
Nothing is easy. I remember when I was younger, I used to think models, it was easy. And then one day I did this photo shoot and it was for 6 hours. And the moment we were done, I just I couldn't even hold it in. I just grabbed a plastic bag from someone and I just puked into it. I was exhausted. My head was banging. I was like,
Wow. 6
I
hours.
said, no, I'm not. It was terrible. And I said, wow, so this is what models have to. And I'm not even close to a model. Like, I'm nothing, I used to watch Top Model with Tyra and all of that and see them like bending their bodies and everything. I was thinking for 8 hours, 10 hours, but we would say, oh, they're just a model. She's just an actress, but they have to learn lines for days.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's what this video brought to.
Scamming is not easy. Scamming is not easy, and it makes me angry. And it's not for the reasons you think. It's because the people in this lifestyle make it seem like getting this easy money, we're out of the system, we're getting it quick and fast in a hurry. And then you try to get into the lifestyle, and they start teaching. And they start saying, you got to remember this, take notes. And I'm like, I thought we're not in the system. The whole point of me choosing this lifestyle is so I don't have to study or do none of this hard work. If I got to work this hard, I could have just been legal. It's like doing things the right way for the wrong things. It doesn't make sense to me. If I got to work this hard to remember this much information, I could do a legal business. I could do drop shipping. Okay? I could be a speaker, a consultant. I could do so much. You got me over here learning banks and algorithms and all the stuff that I got. It's so much. Not saying that I looked into being a scammer. Also, if you're thinking that I did because I'm Nigerian, that's kind of racist. But the point is, scamming is not easy, and it makes me angry. It's not fair.
And yeah, he just
I love it. But he's absolutely right. Like,
yeah.
he's absolutely. I know scammers. We're not friends anymore, but I know people who that was like their lifestyle. It is very hard. It's hard work. They don't sleep. They have to remember, emails they've sent. They have to remember numbers they've called, because all of a sudden someone that they've tried to scam can have a weak moment and reach out to them and be like, yes, about that bridge you want to sell me. And they have to remember immediately. They can't call Mimi Lola. They have to remember. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, they have to. They can't. They have different phones. They have different phone numbers. They have to remember what number is. It's insane. It is hard. I don't. I'm like,
Yeah,
just get a regular. Just
Dami and I used to be cool with someone that I always thought he was a scammer because he never had a 9 to 5, but this dude used to dress like
and
nice.
they can dress.
And I used to ask Dami all the time, like, is this person a scammer? He'd be like, I don't know. Ask him.
It's better not to ask. Just make sure
Yeah.
you don't do any business with them. You
No,
don't
we're
leave
not
your
friends
card
anymore.
around them.
We're not friends. We're not friends anymore. We used to be
Yeah,
cool
just
with this
just
person, but we're not.
just and those are the kind of people that you send WhatsApp messages, Jesus loves you, change your ways, just be sending those messages.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I watched that video, it really resonated with me. Like, especially the fact that
Mhm.
we always think that some jobs are easy, but they're not.
I know a lot of faithful scammers, like faithful in their religion. Like I know a lot of
No, they're
faithful
not faithful.
scammers.
We can't call them faithful.
What I mean faithful is faithful
No,
in
I
church.
understand what you're saying.
Faithful in church.
I understand what you're saying. In
Always go to
church.
church. Yes, never miss a service, always
Mm,
tithing, always sowing above and beyond. And I'm
mhm.
like, is God okay with that lifestyle? I always ask myself those questions.
Oh my God. I'm going to hand that question over. The day someone with, leverage in a
Yeah.
church comes, I'll be like, Mimi said to ask you guys, is God okay with scammers sowing their seeds in church? But yeah, what is one career that you thought was easy and then you learned as you got older that no, no, no.
Mm. One thing I thought was easy, and I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I would say is stay at home mom. That has always been my dream job. Till this day,
Not
still my dream job.
not a
I want
dream
my.
job.
I told that. I told my husband once he start making 250,000 a year, I'm stop working. I want to like. I want to like
No.
be a full time stay at home mom. That's my dream life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was makeup artist. I used to think makeup artists, they just come to you, just paint your face.
Oh, that's not easy. That's a skill.
It's not.
That's a skill you got to learn. I still can't do my makeup, and I'm 33.
Me too.
I
Me,
still can't do makeup.
me too. And I've ended up in the hands of one or two bad makeup artists, and then I think of the good ones, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill.
This is not
Takes
jokes. And
years
the
to
worst
get
part of the
perfected.
bad ones is that they charge almost more than the good ones. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm just confused. I'm going to pay
Yeah.
you for you to make me cry. But anyway, um, so my final video of the night.
Okay.
So shameless plug, definitely shameless. My husband wrote his first book. So proud. It's
Wait, wait,
called
wait,
I
wait, wait,
Speak
wait.
Agile. What did you say?
When? When was this?
Oh, in June.
Is it published?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I didn't know
published.
this.
So my husband wrote his first book. Let me just show like some dramatic.
What is it?
I didn't know it was that loud. I said
It's okay.
some dramatic and then it just it just went crazy. But anyway, yes, my husband wrote his first book in June. I'm so proud. It's for new Scrum Masters, experienced Scrum Masters, people who are pivoting from their
Oh, your
regular
husband is in the tech
jobs to
world.
Scrum. What did you say?
Your husband is in the tech world.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Oh, that's
He
why you
started
guys are
out
in media in church.
and they just ended up he just ended he just ended up there. But yeah, he and it's also for people whose organizations are transforming from waterfall to agile and they're like, what is my business in this one? But
Oh, that's
the funny the funny part is, it's also an opportunity for people to kind of like go up, understanding the agility of like the workspace. So that's what the book is about. It's called I Speak Agile. I will post, I will share the link in the comments. But if you go on Amazon, it's available in print and as an ebook. So yeah, I don't want to take anybody's time too much,
oh,
but
that's
I want to say
awesome.
thank you to Mimi. We need to catch up, but just a few minutes away from.
Yeah, I told you we need to hang out because
Yes,
you
we need to
you
hang out.
definitely are where I want to be because you got two boys. So I can learn. I tell Dami all the time. I was like, I need to sit with Beauty. I need to talk to her
What are
because
we?
your
What?
kids. No, I'm gonna say this. Your kids are well behaved. So I want to know, like, my kids are well behaved, but I want to know, like, when they
Yeah,
get
your kids
older.
are.
Yeah, I know. I now, like people say that all the time. That their teachers in school say how well behaved they are. But I want to get tips from you on how to maintain that.
Okay,
You know what I
let's
mean?
catch
Because
up,
as they get
and then we'll
older,
invite.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be a little hard. So,
and
and
then we'll
I
invite someone older to with older kids. But this
yeah.
Saturday, if you guys are watching this Saturday, um, I actually have. I actually am going live with Dr. Bimbo Olariwaju. She has 4 or 5 kids, all really well
Wait, wait,
behaved
wait. Hold
kids.
on. Is that the lady
Yes, yes, yes,
that
yes.
spoke at the
Yes,
that
she
woman, all
has
her
like
kids?
honor roll kids, like
Yes,
everyone. Very well
yes,
behaved. Let's even leave honor roll because I'm not that person that thinks everyone must have A's. No, but
yeah.
well behaved and just
Yeah, her
and
kids
we
are
like
like well
yeah,
behaved,
yeah,
talented. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't like. I really,
Hmm.
really need to watch that live. Another person that I talked to too is Minister Kate, because she also raised two boys.
Yes.
It's like people that have boys, I tend to
But why?
try to get gems
It's
from
the
them.
same. Kids are kids. Boys are girls. it's the same thing.
No, I understand that, but it's
But for you,
it's
it's like
easier for
boys.
boys to go wayward in this
It's
America.
not.
I think so. I
It's
think
the
so.
same.
So,
This
because
is the same thing.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like girls mature faster.
Yeah, but
Girls,
anyway, this Saturday I'm going live with her. There's a Zoom, there's a whole Zoom link. I will share with you. And
okay,
she's going to the topic is godly parenting still achievable? Or should
yeah,
we just give up? Should we just give up and leave them to the algorithm? But she's coming on and we're going to have a conversation. People are going to ask questions, contribute, whatever. So I hope that if you're watching or you watch the
yeah, I'll
replay,
definitely
don't
tune
miss
in.
it. It's
Send
this
send
Saturday.
the links as a reminder as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
September 2nd, um, 10 a.m. in the morning. So if you're driving, you can just put you on your Zoom and just turn off the video so you don't get distracted. If you're home, watch, ask questions. It will be fun. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Mimi, thank you so much.
thanks for
You made
having
my
me. This
entire
was
week.
fun.
No, I'm
This
serious.
was
You made
fun.
my entire week. And I know that Tuesdays are not the easiest days because you have to
Yeah.
work and the kids are there, which is part of the reason why I have to release you early.
I mean, I had to talk to Dami because he put them to bed tonight. Because I usually put them to
Oh,
bed, but he went to a gig, so he put them before he
and
left.
then he went out. Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
we
All
were.
right, guys. Say bye in the
Thank you.
comments.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mimi. Any
You're welcome.
final word gifts you want us to take home?
Um, I'll just say, try to live, try to live like God's watching you every day.
Ooh, and that is a good one. I love
Try
it.
to live your life like God's watching you every
Live
day.
like God is what.
Try to do.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for
live
coming.
your life
Live like
like
God
God
is watching you
watching
every day.
you every
That
day,
is
or
so
watching you
insightful.
every step. Yeah.
No. That is so insightful. What you said, it's so insightful and it's important. A very dear person said to me day before yesterday, he said, God himself says he's a jealous God. He
Mhm.
tells us, he's not ashamed to tell us, I am jealous. And he wants to spend time with his people. So make sure that you are spending more time with him than with your best friend. And it was like so mind blowing. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Leave like God is watching because he is watching, right?
Yeah, he is. He is, and it grieves him too. I'm learning all of this stuff now.
Oh, and we'll keep
You
learning until the
you
last
hear,
until the
yeah, you hear
until
all
the
these
end.
things, and you never take them serious until you get older.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. But that's part of the reason why we're having um this conversation this Saturday because I don't want that. I actually don't want that for my children. I don't want them to
Yeah,
have to be older before they take it serious. I want them to take it serious
exactly. Yeah,
early, right?
yeah.
So we
One
don't have
thing,
to repeat the same thing.
yeah. One thing we started doing like 2 years ago. Every single morning, we started praying as a family, and that has been
That
so
is so
impactful.
good.
That has been so impactful. Even though, like Eli, he talks, right? Even though his words are not clear, he has a day that he prays because we all have a day that we pray during the week.
Yeah,
But
he just says
when
what.
we lead prayer, yeah, we try to teach them.
It's so funny.
Sometimes we say it and they repeat after us. It's the most beautiful thing ever. And these are things that I wish I had when I was a child. You know what I mean? My mom was a single mom for like 14 years before she met my stepdad, and that he came in my life. So it's
Yeah,
like I'm so grateful for these moments now, and
yeah.
that's why I want to learn as much as I can from other women that are where I want to be, from people like you guys.
Oh
So
my God.
I appreciate it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Eh,
I told Dami how you and your husband was holding hands at the wedding. I was like, they look
what
so
wedding?
cute.
Well,
Um, Kiki's wedding that we went to. The wedding we just went
oh,
to.
in wedding. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
told
probably.
Dami, I was like, they look so cute. They were holding
Oh
hands.
my God.
Yeah, I was like you don't see that people that been married for that long still like in love and still holding hands. It's
Oh
like,
no,
you know what I mean?
we need to catch up because there are times I'm like,
Yeah.
there are
You know,
times that
I mean,
we're
we
like,
do
don't
it.
hold
We
my
do it.
hand, and
Like
there are times that like,
we
hold
show
my hand.
affection
So
towards each other, but it's like we trying to like keep that going because sometimes work can get in the way. So like
yes.
seeing that from you guys, I was like, that is so
Oh
cute. I
my
came home and I
gosh.
told Dami, I was like, I need to talk to Biodu. I need to
Okay,
find
thank
her.
God that you saw something good. Glory to God.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
honestly,
I love you guys.
honestly,
Yeah,
I think, I think it can get better for everybody.
yeah,
It's just, like you shared in the beginning about filling your mind with things that edify you. If your
yeah.
social is filled with people who are getting divorced, filled with people who are fighting with their spouses, filled with people who think infidelity is not a big deal, one day you're going to be doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
That one I can promise you. I can promise it's gonna happen.
Yeah. That's why
But
I try
if you
to
have people who are,
everyone
there's
on.
forgiveness, there's love, there's all of these things, then you will see good things come out. That's that. I truly
Yeah,
believe that. But
yeah.
anyway, guys, thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it.
Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week.
Yes. See you.